So the organization is a charity called Let's Unite for Autism. We are an autism charity. Our aim is to provide information and advocacy for young people who are on the autistic spectrum and their primary carers. Our beneficiaries are predominantly communities who are culturally diverse communities. I would call them the BAME communities. Our beneficiaries have or share similar culture, come from similar social economic backgrounds, and working with them makes it very rewarding in terms of we're able to make change and make their lives a bit better. Our services are providing advice and advocacy and information to young people who are autistic and their primary carers. We also provide mental health and awareness to young people with additional needs. We also provide recreational services for the young people in terms of activities, places to go, and things to improve their general well-being when it comes to their physical abilities. We also provide, I would say, educational services to the public about autism or the autistic spectrum disorder and how that affects culturally diverse communities. This is done through autism awareness events, having parents attend our weekly courses about autism and how they can support their young people. We also work with local authorities and early years in supporting parents going through that transition when their child has been diagnosed into early years education and further support as they grow into adulthood. The grant was able to facilitate a weekly multi-sport session for young people with additional needs. The young people with additional needs were facing a lot of barriers when it comes to participation to sports. These barriers were due to many aspects like negative stereotypes of people, where they believe that young people with additional needs were not able to participate in sports. So with this fund, we were able to address many aspects that young people were facing, that we were able to address their mental health and well-being issues. We were able to address issues around their social life. They were able to meet other young people who they were able to make meaningful relationships with their peers. And also it did create a sense of belonging for the young people, because them coming together to a place where they were able to participate in sports without any negative judgment, having been heard or feeling that part of society really did help their mental health and well-being. Partnership working with similar organizations, being able to voice what we do better to people who make decisions, for example, policymakers. When disabled people or families with young people who have disabilities come to us and say, we want X and Y to be changed, can you take this back to the policymakers? Because us saying that on their behalf makes our organization flourish, because we're able to give back to what people are asking us or coming to us for. Because these people don't go straight to the policymakers, they come to us in the hope that we are able to help them. The next steps for our organization is to grow bigger in terms of reaching more hard-to-reach communities. And I think we're just scratching a level surface at the moment with what we do, but we intend to be able to reach a bigger, I would say, a bigger chunk of the community of the people we represent. Because from what we've been doing, we realize that there are more people out there who have needs that we are not able to meet at the moment. But as we grow as an organization and as we are able to partner and deliver services with partner organization, we aim to reach those communities, and that's what we aim to do in the next coming years. What we intend to focus in the next few years is to partner with other organizations who are doing similar work to us. So, for example, at present we run multi-sport session for young people with additional needs, but that only caters for a small number of young people. What we intend to do is to make these services accessible to a bigger number of young people. That means recruiting more young people, partnering with, for example, local football clubs, because I understand football clubs, they do pan disability. So what we aim to do is get more experience from these local football clubs and be able to provide much bigger services. We also intend to work more with, provide more services, because the effects of the pandemic has meant that we have kind of streamlined our services, partly because of fundraising. Our fundraising has been negatively impacted, and so what we hope to do in the future is to do more fundraising events where we're able to create awareness of what we're doing, but at the same time fundraise so we can have, where we're able to provide much services at a larger scale. In order for people to know about what the charity does, we have an active website that has all our information. So it includes past events, activities, coming up activities. We're also very active on social media, where we actively advertise about events, local events that are happening in the community, be it communities targeted at cultural diverse communities, whether it's just events for the public in general to discuss about autism, whether it's events aimed at local communities and the police, for example, in how to support young people. So, for example, if a young person with additional need comes into contact with the judicial system, how to support them. So all our information is online, and we do have an active social media presence. Working with Voice for Change England was very, I would say it was a very good experience. The process end to end was very smooth when it comes to the application form, the guidance, getting information of support when it comes to queries. For example, putting in an application form is quite a strenuous process, and so the back to forth with the grant fund, with the coordinator, was very smooth. We were able to get a lot of information around workshops and things that are targeted for the organization, and I think we really enjoyed the constant check on how you guys are doing, what's going well, what's not going well, the feedback as well. There's been lots of feedback on how to improve service delivery, so which is very, very beneficial. As an organization, I think we would benefit more from having contact with policymakers. For example, if Voice for Change is involved with certain policymakers, I think for us it would be beneficial to have that direct contact with policymakers in order for us to be able to bring to the table what is important for our beneficiaries, because our beneficiaries are hard to reach communities. They find it very difficult to address their needs, and we believe if we have this one-to-one direct contact with policymakers, we're able to grow as an organization. At the same time, we're able to do one of our objectives, which is to be the voice for the voiceless.